Welcome to the epicenter of esports. I'm Matt Brown. This is Esports Go.
And I'm Justin Gillerman. Last night, the Overwatch League began its inaugural season, and right off the bat, the fans were treated to a thriller between the Dallas Fuel and the Seoul Dynasty.
We should just stop talking and let these fans see the highlights of this incredible match. The match of the night, Seoul, Dallas, let's go. Fuel attacking first on the Temple of Anubis, and they come at the Dynasty fast thanks to excellent headshots right here by effect. Boom! Watch out. When the Fuel move on to point B, the Dynasty can never fully recover. They easily take the point, and they're going to finish in record time, 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Have you ever seen that before, Jay?
I have not. Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me? Fuel feeling good, but the Dynasty answering back with a respectable time of 4:48 remaining on the clock and successfully bringing the map to extra rounds. The Dynasty are put on the attack first here in extra rounds and answer back again and secure the point thanks to excellent play from Ryu Jae-hong with over 3 minutes to spare. The Fuel show that they can answer back as well just as quickly thanks to some well-timed hooks by Taimu and secure the point with 4 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. The Fuel extend the match to more extra rounds until we find a winner. And Justin, that's when we thought we had an upset on our hands, but here comes the turning point.
Yeah, did you see that? I think it was another headshot by Fleeta. Fleeta starts the match by making quick work of the Dallas Fuel and taking out not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 Fuel players. The Dynasty then take point B thanks to excellent tracer play by Munchkin. Dallas is now in a must-win situation and need to take both checkpoints to tie Seoul, but Fleeta makes it difficult with a couple great snipe shots. They do eventually get point A, but they have no time remaining. They try to make a last stand on point B, but to no avail. The Dynasty find a way to win on Temple of Anubis. The next 2 games leave the Dynasty winning 2-0 thanks to Boop God Toby, who secures several kills with Lucio to secure the point on Ilios. The Fuel and Seoul tie on the last map, Numbani, leaving Seoul the victors with a final score of 2-1.
Justin, this was the match that got everyone excited for day 1 of the Overwatch League. Dallas came out firing and took advantage of Seoul, who looked like they were going through the motions, but then they were able to turn things around, make an adjustment, basically at halftime, and dominate the rest of the match.
Yeah, and as much as the Fuel put the pressure on the Dynasty, like you said, came right back, got popped in the mouth on that first map. Just an unbelievable set of games that lived up to all the hype. And Fleeta definitely putting himself up there as one of the top DPS players in the league. I think it's either him or Jake right now at the top. We're going to see Jake later today with the Houston Outlaws. One of those two are the top DPS players for me.
Now moving on to the first match of the day, the Los Angeles Valiant taking on San Francisco in a classic battle between NorCal and SoCal. Let's get right to it. Justin?
Baby Bay and the San Francisco Shock start off with a promising push on Dorado, but it is cut short by an incredible Dragon Blade by Agilities. A few moments later, Baby Bay responds with his own ultimate on McCree, taking out half of the team and pushing the payload. The Shock do not get too far though and are stopped just before the final checkpoint. Valiant time. Agilities raises another insane Dragon Blade in the same courtyard as before. In the end, the Valiant push it to the end and take the win on map 1. The second map takes us to the Temple of Anubis, which might as well just be renamed to the Temple of Soon, who destroys in the extra rounds. First with some insane snipes on Shock members on the point, and later with some incredible tracer play on point B. But the question is, can he defend? Let's take a look if he can. Oh my goodness! Yes, he can. Answer that question pretty clear. In overtime of point A, Baby Bay plays the hero and takes out 3 players with a Dragon Blade to secure the point. He tries again moments later on point B, but he falls short. The Valiant move on to take the next 2 series as well, ending the day 4-0. A great performance by the Los Angeles Valiant. Now, even when the Shock got something going on that Ilios map, the Valiant had a response, and the Shock weren't able to come back with a response of their own. Soon really pushed the pace for LA, whether it was with Widow, whether it was Tracer, had a couple 5-player streak kills right off the bat. He set the tone, and his teammates were able to build around that.
And you know that DPS duo of Agilities and Silk Thread complemented with great Genji play as they subbed in for each other to bring their own flair to when the map called for it. And we may have found a real contender to the Pacific Division, gonna maybe disrupt the top 2 of Seoul and Dallas.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. The remaining match from day 1 was between the Shanghai Dragons and the Los Angeles Gladiators. Many analysts and fans picked the Dragons to finish last in the entire league, and I know I did. Against the strong Gladiators teams, the Dragons set out to prove everyone wrong. The team started on Dorado, and the Gladiators came out strong and kept the Dragons from reaching a single checkpoint. The Gladiators' push was a different story, however.
That's right, Jay Gill. They moved the payload pretty hard on their part of the round, fast with excellent offense from support player Shaz. The Gladiators only having to push the payload past the 70-meter mark that the Dragons had reached during their round, and they made quick work of that short trip. Now moving to the control map of Ilios, the Dragons managed to push the map to overtime with 99% for each team thanks to expert plays from Big Goose and Asher, and the Gladiators are able to take back the point and secure the victory. In the next round, Big Goose going up 1v1 against Shanghai's Undead with Battle Mercy skills, bring out that pistol. And the Gladiators did what they were supposed to do with a 4-0 sweep of the Dragons. It's hard to tell how good LA is after their match with Shanghai, in which they were expected to win. Here at Esports Go, we like to put a cap on the end of our highlights by naming the heroes and the zeros of the day. Justin, who was your hero?
I'm going to have to go with Soon of the Los Angeles Valiant. He had an all-star performance against the Shock. Like I said, kind of switched in between that Widow and that Tracer. A couple kills here, a couple defenses there. Secured points, defended objectives throughout the whole day. He was really what stood out to me for the Los Angeles Valiant.
My hero for the day is Taimu of the Dallas Fuel. Although the team did not get the win of the day, Taimu was so stellar with insane Roadhog hooks throughout all 4 maps. He even had some excellent Junkrat play, showcasing just how flex of a player he is on the field.
Yeah, now both Matt and I have the same zero for today. The Shanghai Dragons, they did not play well. You can point to a lot of issues on the team. The most obvious ones, miscued ultimates, didn't use them at the right time. Not a lot of cohesion as a team. The Dragons do have some time, though, to grow as a team, see where they go. They can't wait for that Friday matchup.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll be able to bounce back. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at everything else going on in the esports world and catch you up on the latest news you'll need to keep up to date. I'm Matt Brown, and you're watching Esports Go.
Welcome back to Esports Go. Now, besides the Overwatch League, there's a lot of things going on in the esports world. And we have a big story coming straight from Riot. The Big Ten Network and Riot Games announced a 2-year contract extension. After a successful year in 2017, the Big Ten Network will continue to work with the League of Legends creator. All 14 of the Big Ten Conference schools will participate in a best-of-3 season. The top 8 teams will move on to a tournament after that season ends. No matter if a team wins or loses, even if they come in last place, Riot Games will be giving each school a $35,000 scholarship that will be evenly distributed among each school's roster.
The Smite Pro League is expanding with 3 additional teams being added since their finals on January 7th. The new additions of Splice, Space Station Gaming, and the most recent SK Gaming will bring the team total to 13 teams. Now 13, that's an odd number, so don't be surprised if more teams are added or subtracted before the start of the next season. SK Gaming has been in the Smite Pro League in the past, but have not had a team since 2015. There's been no word on who will fill out their roster. Welcome back to Esports Go. Let's take a look at the trio of matches coming your way in the Overwatch League this afternoon. First, the London Spitfire battling the Florida Mayhem in what seems to be a numbers game, Justin. London wants to prove that they're ready to win now, having 12 players on the squad, all from Korea, and the Mayhem have 6. Period.
Yeah, huge difference right there. It's going to be tough for the Mayhem to really get anything going this first stage of matches until they can fill out that roster. We saw them in the preseason, and besides Logic and Tavik, who can be the support sometime, provide that unpredictability in their matches. I think the Spitfire can hit you from all different angles and have more cohesiveness going on for them right now. All their players being from South Korea, like you said, they're used to playing that style. I like the Spitfire in this one. Now in our second matchup of the day, we have an interesting one. We have the Philadelphia Fusion, who, remember, we didn't see at all in the preseason. They're taking on the Houston Outlaws, who are led by the American DPS fiend Jake. I honestly don't know what to expect from that Fusion team. I do know they need to keep the Outlaws off balance with their attack if they want to win this. We saw in the preseason, Houston's very good at cutting off teams, playing their style of the game. What do you think the Philadelphia Fusion have to do today?
Well, now Justin, remember that I picked the Fusion in our
You
little
did.
online poll, and I'm not going to back down from that. I think the Atlantic Division can have a little bottleneck at the top. The Philadelphia Fusion has a mystery, and I like that. It's exciting. They have so many questions to answer. With Sato out for the first 30 games, they are left with one listed tank specialist. How will that affect their game? And who have they been training to step in as that second tank, whether it's a flex or another position that they'll have to pull from? I just like their excitability.
It's going to be an interesting one.
And finally, the evening ends with a classic rivalry. Beantown versus Big Apple, Boston and New York. They have a lot to prove. Boston, a relatively mediocre showing during the preseason, and you can bet that they want to take down a division favorite to earn their keep. New York wants to take control as a top dog, and they have a methodical way about their play that can just prove it.
Yeah, watching the excel in the preseason was easy to tell that they are comfortable playing with each other. They all know their roles and they do them extremely well, which is why many consider them as a favorite in the Atlantic. Now on the flip side, there's a lot of uncertainty with the Uprises. They showed flashes of promise at times, and then at times they've kind of fell back a little bit. I know it's just the first game, but this could be a good measuring stick for that team. Looking to make some noise. Watch out for Pine and the Excel to make a difference in this one.
Justin, I'm excited for tonight's matches. The Pacific Division gave us a good show. Let's see what happens in the end.
Yeah, it's always that conversation. Who's better, East versus West? West went last night. Let's see how the East comes back and does it again tonight.
That'll do it for us here today on The Go. Don't forget to check us out on our website, challengemedia.tv, for all your gaming news.
And check us out and give us a follow on Facebook and Twitter as well.
All right, for Justin Gilliman, I'm Matt Brown. We'll see you tomorrow.